I'm Zara. This is Milo, the cloakroom attendant.
You work here?
I work in HR.
What's up, y'all? It's Liam Crowley from Screen Rant here with Ritu from Paris Has Fallen. Ritu, thanks so much for taking the time.
Oh, nice to meet you, Liam.
Nice to meet you as well. So I'm curious, Paris Has Fallen is the latest installment into this grand Has Fallen franchise that began way back in 2013. Going into this project, what was your familiarity with the movies that preceded the show?
I hadn't actually watched them. So when it came through, I had to just watch little bits. So I kind of got the tone. But they were they're so different. The series is going to be so different from the movies. So it I didn't want it to influence me or anything. So yeah, not much really.
Yeah, I mean, there was a similar vibe tonally, I felt. But yeah, like you said, the story is completely unique from what we've seen before. Also, what's interesting, too, is this show is coming to Hulu for American audiences, but it already premiered on Canal Plus overseas and all that. So for you as an actor, when you're promoting a project like this, what does that experience feel like when, the show is kind of already out for some people, but it's completely new for others?
I know, it's really bizarre because I've sort of got my festive Christmas hat on, okay, it's time to chill, and then it's oh wait, we're talking about the show because it's come out. But no, it's about to come out in the US, so it's so exciting. It feels like it's already in celebration, so it's a great feeling. I think I don't know if it was before it comes out, you're a bit more in anticipation. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the pressure is kind of off a little bit, right? You already know that it's succeeded overseas, so it's now we get to celebrate with a whole new audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Let's talk about Zara a little bit. She's such a fascinating character. I love in the first episode, kind of the revelations that happen with who she is and what her role is in this grand world. I would love for you to just tell us our audience about Zara. Who is she? What's her role within the Has Fallen world?
So Zara is a new MI6 agent. She joins this task force with Vincent for this high stakes operation of capturing this terrorist. And she's new, she's got something to prove. She's in a relationship with a woman who has a drug addiction. So she's she's sort of balancing her personal life at work. She's also not sharing her job with her partner. So there's a lot of trust. There's a lot of blurred lines with honesty and trust issues. So she's complicated. And she learns, to sort of work as a team with Vincent, and their relationship develops. But yeah, she's complicated.
Complicated is a good way to put it. I'd love to go down that rabbit hole a little bit of your dynamic opposite the character of Vincent. This story is really being told through the vessel of those two characters. What is kind of that dynamic between Zara and Vincent?
So she's not too sure about him at first. Like I said, trust issues. And he grows on her. They start working together really well, and she gets to know him better. He's there for her. They end up caring about each other.
Yeah, well, here's hoping, that dynamic continues to blossom over the course of this first season. I want to talk about the other side of this cast, the bad guy side, if you will. You're working with Sean Harris on this show, and I love Sean's work within projects like this because I know him as Solomon Lane from the Mission Impossible movies. He is one of the most memorable antagonists from that franchise, which is really saying something because that franchise kind of redefined spy, MI, agent type stuff. So working with Sean Harris, having a prestigious name involved in this show, what kind of vibe did he bring to the set?
Well, I think as the villain, he's such a brilliant actor, and he brought this really, again, like I just said, complicated, but this depth to this character that you're kind of at times on his side because you can understand why he's doing what he's doing. So I think that it's such a compelling character and terrifying. absolutely
Yeah.
terrifying.
Very much so. The opening scene of the first episode, I feel like really sets the tone, not just for the action in this show, but who these characters are and their motives and all that. I'd love to go back with you, your memories of shooting that scene. Was that the first thing you shot? I know sometimes things are shot out of order.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember. What was the first scene that we shot? I think so, but we had to come back to it, like at the end of the shoot. But the set was like, yeah, it's so grand, but we were shooting in Newport, and I think the weather was really like gloomy, so it was just like a little bit miserable. So then you go in and it was like really spectacular being inside this like grand room. I remember the dancers, they were just mind-blowing, and Oded Ruskin, who directed the first 4 episodes, was very specific with how it was shot, and I loved how he wanted to really make sure he would get like nuanced character moments through so much heavy like action and plot. So it was like a whole dance, yeah, it felt like really big and exciting and a challenge.
Yeah, like I said, I felt like it really set the tone for the show. So it's cool that it also set the tone for the production as well. Speaking of the production, Gerard Butler was involved as a producer on this show. I know also when it comes to producers, not everyone is on set every day. Sometimes people come in post-production. Did you get to work with Jerry at all? And if so, what did you learn from him?
I didn't. I'm yet to meet him. Tell him I say hi. He was supposed to, and then I don't know what, like there were so many script changes. So there was one script where we had stuff and then another script and we didn't. And so it was like, what's the edit going to be? And it was new to me to see the last episode of what that would even turn out, which is exciting. It's also a bit nerve-wracking because you're like, what's the story? How does this end? So yeah, no, I didn't get to work with him, unfortunately.
Yeah, but still good to have his fingerprints on the show because his DNA is like all over the Has Fallen franchise. I don't know if the Has Fallen franchise exists without Gerard Butler. So really glad to hear that, his name is still in the credits. To wrap things up, I feel like, we're entering a new era, if you will, with this franchise, the idea of telling these Has Fallen stories in serialized television format. So going forward, if we do get a second season or more spinoffs, would you like to stay in France, or do you think there's room to explore the rest of the globe, go to a different country or a different city?
Let's explore. I love variety. I want to travel the world with the show. So yeah.
Do you have a couple cities in mind?
I don't know. Barcelona?
Ooh.
Rome? Miami? Anyway, Tokyo.
Tokyo would be really cool.
I mean, there's so many cities. I want to go traveling. I need to go traveling.
Okay, well, hey, maybe we do season 2 in Barcelona, season 3 in Tokyo, season 4 in Miami. The possibilities are endless. It's unfortunate for those living in those cities because it means the bad guys coming, but still, I think it could be fun for us audience members.
Yeah, it will be fun.
Awesome.
The possibilities are endless. There are lots of countries.
Very, very true. Well, anyways, we got Paris Has Fallen coming out on Hulu very, very soon for us statesmen. If you're international, you're obviously already watching it on Canal+. Ritu, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you, love.
By the way, you're very welcome.
For what?
For saving your life.
Are we still pretending you're in HR?